What's up guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. I've been getting quite a lot of DMs about what plugin I use to make the bass tracks on my lo-fi beats in the past videos. So today we're going to be talking about just that. Just before we get into that, I've released a few new beats on Spotify and have a lot more dope stuff coming out soon. So make sure you stay updated at the links below. Now let's check out that plugin. Alright, so here we have the Kee Bass plugin, which is a completely free plugin made by the good people at Martinic, a plugin company based in Holland. This is a sub-bass plugin. What is a sub-bass? Basically just a sine wave that plays at really low frequencies. This was a classic type of bass used in 90s hip-hop because it has a really fat sound and fills out the lower end of any beat. So straight out the box, the plugin sounds like this. And to be completely honest with you, I hardly ever do anything to it because I think that's already a really nice, clean sub-bass sound. However, I'll go through some of the settings anyways, just to go through the plugin. First of all, we've got this bass booster, which is pretty much an EQ on those bass frequencies that I always keep at maximum. But if I turn it down, it sounds like this. So I personally think it loses some of its body, but maybe for some sound design, you might want to chop off some of those lower frequencies. We've got a basic level. We've got a character setting between mellow and bright. So right now it's on mellow. And this is what bright sounds like. Sounds like it's just saturating some of those higher frequencies. We've got a fuzz setting we can play with. So as you can hear, the mellow settings sound really smooth, laid back and classic, but you can really get creative with some of these other fuzzy settings. We've also got a sustain, so right now it's on infinite sustain, but we can make it sound a bit more like a guitar by putting it in percussive mode. And we can play with the release of that percussive mode. So this is slow, and we can put it to fast. We get an option to make the sound polyphonic or monophonic. Polyphonic meaning that you can play more than one note at a time like this. While in monophonic, you can only play one at a time. You can tell the plugin to hold the notes that you play. There is also an option to raise the attack, which is something I never use, but maybe if you want the side chaining effect, it could come in handy. Finally, there are some filter options, envelope options, and LFO options inside the plugin, but to be completely honest with you, I never used them, and when I've tried to use them, they don't work so well, so I just usually end up using a different plugin to add my LFOs. Alright, so now I'm just going to take you through some of the effects I put after the plugin to get exactly the sound that I like. So this is dry. And the first thing I do is saturate the sound slightly. So I've got this Ableton stock saturator, and I'm just adding 4 dB on a soft sine wave, and I keep the dry wet knob to around 30%. So it's a very subtle difference. I just find that it makes it just a little bit fatter. Then I put an EQ on it. I put a hard cut at around 30-40 Hz just to take out the rumble. And I usually do put quite a savage low pass on my sub-bass tracks because I don't want it mixing too much with the low frequencies of my sample. So without the EQ, with the EQ. Up next, RC20. So the first thing I do is turn on the tube pair distortion. Very subtle difference, just makes it slightly fatter. I add some digital distortion. And and then I add a very, very slight wobble just so it plays well with the lo-fi style sample. Finally, I add a layer of VHS noise to it. And that is pretty much the sound of my sub bass in almost all my lo-fi tracks. The very last thing is a simple sidechain compression to the kick, so that when the kick hits, the sub bass drops and the sounds don't clash together too much. Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. Let me know down below if you used the Kee Bass plugin before, and if not, which sub bass plugin do you use? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, really helps me a lot and helps me grow my channel. And apart from that, have a good week guys. Peace.